Well, I think Ev and we really like color, and I think this is like something that we like to develop in each project as well. If you look at the scope of the work, it might feel like all messed up with color, but we're really sensitive to that. We are really picky in the colors that we're choosing, and we did some projects like black and white that worked, but it's just like for us, it's richer when it's with color in the type of work that we're doing. So yeah, this project called the Very Short Film, which was a personal project we did 2 years ago. It started as we started to make like all those sceneries for a festival called We Love Graphic Design, and then at some point we extended this project to something more personal. I think it's the journey of that, girl dressed in yellow that comes to this weird place where, a lot of things happen that like this idea of a surreal world. Everyone can find like a sort of interpretation to it. We like to think that it's just like this surreal place that makes people sometimes feel uncomfortable to look at it and sometimes uncomfortable. Well, yeah, a lot of things always like, there's always something going wrong on set, and we're sometimes we're stressed by time, so, we have to deal with the fact that this is what we had, and how can we use it, like how can we change a bit the story to make it work, in what we expected. But yeah, I mean, there's always like, when we're working with wind, and making things blowing out and it flies all around, it's never something we can control, so there's always this part of improvisation on set that we're taking advantage of. But to be specific on anything, I guess like the idea of it's like all pink and there's this girl jumping out of the cliff and her skirt become a sort of a water stream. Next to this, you have someone shoveling snow out of his home, which is like it's not supposed to be like manageable with the temperature, two different temperature. Yeah, it's really ironic, but I think our sort of universe that we're trying to create since almost 8 years now fits to actually anyone who's ready, to jump and have an experience of something that would be probably not what you would expect from this company. And I think this is why people like, company likes that, because today we have so many ways of advertising things and so many devices that it's more about like creating an experience for a short amount of time for people to remember, or to feel something about something a project or a commercial they saw. I think there's a lot of personal value in the way that we're approaching work, so that we wouldn't work for a company that we didn't feel that, first of all, we could supply them what they need for their project, or even like if the project it doesn't fit our personality or value. So I guess it's just like choosing wisely your client, that you would make them live a great experience as well as we will. So that would be something that drives us in choosing the clients we work for. We're really influenced by the hard feel, because what we're doing is more about like constructing three-dimensional objects in space. So we're really inspired by the work of James Turrell, for example, because I mean the vibrancy of the color and saturation of his work is something that inspired us when we're working, as we're also doing some really colorful project. And also, I mean, graphic design, I have a formation in graphic design, so everything that I work on should have this sort of communication value in it as well, because we're doing something to communicate to people. So that's something that needs to remain, even if we're doing like more playful stuff. We're not really working with color theory. It's more, I mean, there's like universal color that we need to be aware of, and depending on where the projects come from. But it's really about the feeling of how we approach the work and how we like people to feel when they're looking at the stuff in terms of color.